Good morning, retail traders. This is the Vegas and Jim pick of the week. We're going to be watching Meta this week. And Miss Vegas, would you like to go ahead and continue this here broadcast?
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to the weekly show of Vegas and Jim, our pick of the week. And so we're picking Meta. As you guys know, if you're in the markets or following action in the market, you will have noticed that Meta had a fantastic week last week. It's got 52-week closing highs, beautiful pocket pivot. It was on fire this week. I had some fantastic contracts on the 555 calls and got those for a pretty good deal under $2, which is like $200 for one contract. Under $200. Sold them for over seven for each one. So that
Whoa.
was a great trade.
Yeah, it
And
was.
it was fantastic money if anyone was in Meta this past week. And so continuation is what I am looking for with Meta because this chart is so strong and the volume for the past 3 weeks, even more, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks has been like they were building that base. So I look for continuation this week. But one thing to mention with Meta is that they do have an event this week, Jim. It's called the Meta Connect. And if you want to register for the event, it's free to attend. You just got to click on register now on the meta.com/connect. Jim can show you the page there.
Yep.
And the thing is to register if you're interested to hear what Mark Zuckerberg has to say. He'll be a keynote speaker at his own event. Obviously, we want to hear from the CEO. And he's going to share Meta's vision for AI. And as you guys know, AI is hot. It's not going to stop, it's going to continue. And AI is going to be hot until 2025. And he's going to talk about the metaverse, including Meta's newest products, and he's going to have some announcements. So that's another reason to watch the stock this week because it's going to be maybe some exciting news and that's a catalyst for Meta. And so, one to watch, and this is on Wednesday, September 25. So, let's make sure to tune in and watch Meta. And now, speaking of Meta's products, Jim, they have those virtual reality glasses. Would you actually buy one of those for yourself?
As new products come out, they kind of take a couple years to manifest, and they usually bring the prices down. So I'd probably be interested in one, you know, once they start bringing the prices down for sure.
Yeah, they have so many. They have like MetaQuest 3, MetaQuest Pro. MetaQuest 3 is like around 649 Canadian. Then they have MetaQuest Pro, which is like 13.99. And so these things look really alienish to me. But I mean, if you like virtual reality, people are buying them. But I guess I don't know how popular they are, how how the sales are going for that. But definitely Meta is one to watch this week because there's going to be some excitement with Mark Zuckerberg speaking. So everyone should be watching the Meta charts. Also, in terms of the like option trades, let me see what Meta has where there's some action here. Let me just tell you if anyone trades options on Meta this week. If you were to do a weekly, there's a lot of volume in the 570s, 575s, and 580s. So you could look at that one, or you could go into the October contracts, and there are some contracts there on the. Let me tell you where there's some decent volume on the October 18 contracts. Very good volume on the $600 strike, believe it or not. Those closed around 516, and some interesting volume on the 615s, and those closed around 290. So, do your research if you're going to take Meta for a longer term trade. But even if you did a weekly, you could look at I would say the ones I like. I definitely like the 575s, 580s. I like those ones in particular. I also see some 600 ones weekly, and those close at 51 cents. But do your own due diligence. I want to hear from Jim the support and resistance levels and his thoughts on the Meta chart. Because if you guys write this down, take a pen, write this down. Because when the stocks start to make that move, you're going to want to know what's the support, what's the resistance, right? So if you
Yep.
have them written down, you don't have to come back to the video and find it. So write them down because Jim is one of the best chart people I've ever met and very, very accurate with support and resistance. So I'm going to turn it over to Jim to talk to us about the meta chart, please. Jim, over to you.
Yeah, I pulled up the option chain here, and if I was going to trade it, for next week, I'd be looking at the 570s or the 580s. If it started breaking out, I'd jump in on the 580s, but if it started to pull back, I'd look at the 570s. They had like almost 12,000 in volume for this coming week, so that'd be a good mention, Miss Vegas. So the
Thank
chart,
you.
yeah. So the chart, we've got a horizontal kind of upward vertical pattern here, and we did break out of resistance and created a gap. So I'm going to keep an eye on the bottom of that gap for support to hold. Now this is on the daily time frame, so I'm going to go ahead and erase this line right here. Well, that's my resistance to hold. My first one, my support. It was the old resistance off that 123 top. 123. You hear me talk about that a lot. It could pull right back to that first support at 553.03 and be a very strong buy. Now this has had a beautiful run. We have to admit that. And I'm going to take a price line, and I'm going to go to the body of that candle right there on the bottom of this here candle. And that's going to be your solid support. And if that holds, that'll be like the gap. You want to keep that gap hold for support, because you really don't want it to support to stay bullish. You really don't want it to drop below it. But if it does, we could probably hit that wick. Now that's just on the daily, with a low support of 546.56, first support right around that 553 area, and then that 550 for your pivot point, which would be the solid support next to that lower support right there. And then we're going to take it to the 1 hour, 20-day 1 hour. And our very first support when we come in Monday will be definitely at 556. 556.57 to hold, and that could bounce right. That'd be what we would call the previous day low. And if you could hold that, we've held that for 2 good days, so that could be the third time it would come back down and hit that 556. So I'd write down all these numbers right here with the lowest possible support at 546, the third support 549, 550, and then you got the 553 for your second support, and then your first one's right around 556.50. Now resistance to break, this is going to really determine if it's going to run higher. And Miss Vegas loves these 52-week high breakouts. So if we break 563.29, now that's an important number. If we can break that come Monday morning, we could go ahead and break it, and that will become the new support at 563.29. And long, I would take and look for an overhead resistance, and that's going to run a little bit higher, and I'm going to show you how to draw that in on this 1 hour. You take the body of that candle right there, run it up to about there, and we're looking at a much higher price right around 570, above 572 for this coming week, if we can maintain that 563.29. I'm going to be watching the stock real closely. It's definitely going to be the one that's going to be on the top of my watch list coming Monday. And I just want to see if it can pull back to that first support at 556.50, and then just go ahead and continue the run up and break that resistance at 563.29. Very good choice, Miss Vegas. Especially coming into that Connect event. That's going to be
Well, you know
catalyst.
what? That's a great catalyst, and I heard that not a lot of people know about it. So I hope if anyone's listening to the video, now you're aware of the event. So I heard about it actually. I didn't even know about it. I actually heard about it this morning because I was listening to my Sirius radio when I was driving this morning, and then the guy was talking about it and saying, "Hey, don't forget, Mark Zuckerberg has an event this week, and he's a keynote speaker at its event, obviously." I thought, oh, I didn't know that, and I was actually picking Meta as our pick, and then I said, oh my God, that's great additional valuable information. So wanted to mention that. Thanks to Sirius Radio mentioning it. Shout out to Siri, SIRI.
You can stop this video at any time and write them numbers down as we go through. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this link in the bottom in the content so you can go straight to it. Are you still there?
I'm here.
Okay, that's it.
All right, everyone. Have a wonderful day. And we'll talk to you guys next week. If you do trade Meta and you bank on it, please share the trade in the video comments. Or if you plan to take any options, please comment below what option you might be taking. And love to see what what trades you're planning to look at. So have a wonderful week, everyone, and hopefully trade green and trade safe. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Yes, ma'am. Now
Ma'am!
this is the Vegas and Jim weekly pick, and we'll catch you next week for the new one. And have a great day. We love stocks.
We love stocks and options. Bye.
Yep.